Traditionally, there are 3 different ways to work through single leg training. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of why you should be doing single leg training. It's something that I really express to all my athletes and first responders that they really need to be doing. It's going to correct imbalances, and there's a host of other reasons. But today we're going to go through the 3 different things and how they're not mutually exclusive of one another. And so the traditional ways you're going to see single leg training is a assisted version of the movement. You're going to see a body weight version of the movement, and then you're going to see a weighted version of the movement. And then I'm going to touch on quickly how they're not mutually exclusive of one another. You can actually integrate the 3 of them together. And so for example's sake, what we're going to do is work through step up. Okay. Now I'm going to use a low step up just to kind of show the example. Depending on the client's issues and what we're working through with the step up, I might start them just to ensure correct positioning, posture and positioning through movement. We might start with an assisted version. So I'm going to hold on to something as I step up, make sure that my knee is aligned properly with my hip, with my ankle, and from here, stepping up, okay? That's one version, assisted, okay? Natural, logical progression is going to be a body weight step up. So unassisted, hands down, again, working through that same, making sure that my movement mechanics match the assisted version, okay? And then the 3rd version of that is going to be with weights, okay? So if I grab a weight and perform that same movement, okay? Again, making sure my movement mechanics stay the exact same, okay? I'm working through that same step up. But I can actually combine those movements, as I said earlier. And the thing is, and where I find this works, is maybe the client, for that particular client, the assisted might be too easy. And the body weight version, we might see some incorrect movement patterns, but we still need to progress the assisted version of that movement. And so one way you can do it is you can actually progress using a weight and assisted and making sure you're going through that same. So the assisted is kind of helping that balance through that single leg movement, and the weight is providing that challenge to that particular movement. So it depends on what the goals are, depends on the a few different factors. But what I really want to illustrate is just because you are doing an assisted version does not mean it's the easiest version, okay? We can still actually progress holding on to something, whether it's for squats, whether it's for single leg squats, Bulgarian squats, step ups, anything like that. Having a base or balance support by having the assisted or holding on to something with weight is another way you can progress. And I actually work athletes through all of those different progressions, regardless of their level. Obviously, if they're brand new, we're gonna stick more to the body weight assisted version. And if they're more advanced, we're gonna use all of those things, again, to ensure that we're correcting movement patterns that they might be compensating for, because we want to work through preventing injury as much as we want to avoid preventing injury before we even have to worry about rehabbing any sort of injury. So I guess just a quick example to show weight with an assisted kind of base support is not a bad progression, especially if you want to go harder than body weight, but maintain proper positioning. Holding on to something can be great. So just a quick example, need any info, heroicathletics.com, or hit me up, shoot me a message, and make sure you are always ready.